Good evening and welcome to the show. This is Drinking Digital, the first and only weekly podcast here in the Philippines that talks exclusively about digital communications. I am your host, Ricky Baizes, Digital Marketing Executive for Nestle Philippines. So anything and everything, all the views expressed in this show are purely my own and does not necessarily reflect that of the companies. Tonight we have a very special guest. She wears many different hats, one of which is digital strategist and PR consultant for Microsoft Philippines, managing
I'm
editor.
not a PR consultant for
sorry.
Microsoft. I'm
Sorry.
doing
Let's just
digital
start
marketing.
that again, Miguel. Sorry.
Sorry.
Can we start from tonight? We have a special guest.
Okay,
Sorry about that.
that's cool.
You are a consultant for digital.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But you're also a PR practitioner.
Yes. I'm for other.
Okay. Tonight we have a special guest. She wears many different hats, one of which is consultant for digital for Microsoft Philippines. And she's also a PR practitioner, managing editor for FTW magazine, and she runs a music curation business. Very interesting. I think not a lot of people do that here in the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Marga Deona. Marga, thank you for guesting in the show.
Yeah, thanks also for having me here. I'm excited.
Thank you. So Marga, tell us about this gig in Microsoft. What exactly do you do for them?
Well, actually, it's a pamana.
Okay.
It's a pamana from my friend Chai Saputil, who used to be in charge of Microsoft's digital.
And now you've
efforts.
taken over.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because she's now doing. Yeah, she's moved to regional.
Okay,
She's
okay.
doing digital marketing for the APAC stuff.
All right.
So she bequeathed it to me and Francis then.
Okay. And then this FTW magazine.
FTW
So
magazine.
you still do something offline?
Yes. I
Okay.
still do something offline, but it also has an online component which we're currently building.
Okay.
FTW it's colloquial for the win.
For the win, right?
Yes, for the win. And what we do is, it's like your primer for everything made of win, from fashion to technology to wellness.
And that's exactly what it means, right?
Yes.
FTW is fashion, tech,
And wellness.
Wellness.
Yes.
Okay. And then this music curation. This is the one we want to focus on tonight.
Yes. Well, music.
Before you start, this was actually how Marga and I got to know each other. She was tweeting about the music that she was listening to at that time, and I was surprised that somebody was listening to Joy. Was it Joy Division during that
I
time?
think it was Prefab Sprouts
Prefab
Appetite.
Sprouts, there you go, there you go.
Yes.
And I was
Prefab
amazed
Sprout.
that who is this girl listening to Prefab Sprout or saying that Prefab Sprout is one of her favorite bands? And after that, that's when I asked her to, hey, why don't you guest in the show? Because I also see her tweeting a lot. So I knew that she was somebody who walks the talk. I mean, lives and breathes digital. So I thought it would be interesting to have her in the show. So
Thanks.
more about this music curation.
Okay. When you walk into an establishment, say a restaurant or a retail shop, the first thing that gets to you first is, say, the wares, the products, the interior, probably the taste if it's a restaurant particularly. That's the more overt brand equity,
Okay.
components of brand equity. But sometimes entrepreneurs, retailers tend to neglect the importance of audio.
Okay.
For instance, you're in a restaurant, it's a Mediterranean restaurant. The flavors, the interiors are all authentic or close to authentic, close to what a real Mediterranean restaurant.
That's right. Everything has
yes.
to go into the theme.
Yes,
Right?
but suddenly
They play.
they play Michael Learns to Rock or
Justin
hip hop
Bieber
with
or
Justin
something.
Bieber
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something, and it kills the mood.
Yes.
Or when you go shopping, you feel so manly. You want to suit up and,
That's right.
diba, parang all of a sudden they're playing some Britney Spears. Lakas
Okay.
makalalaki, diba?
So this is what you do.
Yes.
You provide the music for establishments.
For establishments, yes.
Okay.
Like
Interesting.
yeah. I have this client. He just opened a sports shop.
Okay.
Think of a to-be store kind of thing, but for women.
All right.
And he consulted me because here's the thing. I used to do triathlon with him, and then he would see me share music also on
Okay.
Facebook or on Twitter. And then he would tell me, parang, hey, your taste, I love your taste in music. Maybe you could help me because I want my shop. I'm putting up the shop, the sports shop for women. I want the music to be to gear to the proper target market,
Okay.
which is women. And what I did was I studied his business plan. I studied the entire concept.
The merchandise.
Yes, I studied the merchandise.
interiors.
I studied everything.
Okay.
So I told him, okay, what are your store hours? 11 to 10.
Okay.
11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Okay, at this hour,
Play this.
play this because the soccer moms are the not so
Okay.
desperate housewives
Okay.
are coming in, and then the
Interesting.
students will come at around this time, 5 to 6 p.m.
Yes.
And then the
This is what they're
professional will have lunch at this hour, so you play this. So that's what I do.
Very interesting. So this store is open already?
Yes, at ATC.
Okay. No, because I can understand what you're trying to say because it has happened to me at least a couple of times wherein napabili ako dun sa store because all of a sudden I was surprised that they knew this song that I had a personal preference to.
Yes.
And somehow I was in a certain mood. And because the store played that song, I felt, hey, this store knows me for some
Yes.
reason. And to sort of reward them, I'll buy something from
That's
the
the
shop.
point of the entire business.
Okay.
Of this practice, I mean.
Interesting. But you do this for restaurants as well, or
I've
just
done this.
for
I've
retail?
I've done this for retail, and then I did it to a couple restaurants as a favor
Okay.
when I was starting. But now, I mean, if I get clients, well and good.
Okay.
And I've been consulting with some friends so that I could play. If there's an establishment that's a bit more mainstream, to license top 40s,
Yes.
something more recent. Because the stuff that I would play are, for instance, if it's
Some of the more obscure, esoteric
yes.
stuff.
I mean, think Stereo Lab. Stereo Lab playing in a girly
Exactly.
store. I mean, it's girly, but it's not something that has easy recall. Only
That's right.
only someone who's probably deep into music would be able to get.
So it's basically interior design, but for the
Yes.
for the
Yes,
music or
yes,
for the audio.
Yes, exactly.
Interesting. I'm pretty sure you're the only one here in
Yes,
in the country who
yes,
does this.
yes, I am.
But is this something that's a profession in other countries or in other markets? Have you heard of people who do
yes,
this?
it actually is. There are some who there are some who actually sell online
Playlists. Okay.
playlists that they have curated.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, there are sites that do that. Parang what you do is you drag, I forgot the URL, basta what you do is you drag musicology or music something. Anyway, there's a spectrum, dark, energetic,
Oh, okay.
calm to whatever.
Yes.
And then you just drag it if it veers towards dark and aggressive or dark and calm.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
yes, you can do that, but you will have to subscribe and you have to be a U.S. citizen in order to do that. Here in the Philippines, we don't have that yet, and
Okay.
it's something that I'm trying to build.
But I know for like a restaurant, for example, or a fast food establishment, I know they have to pay licenses for these things, right? How do you manage that?
Well, what they
But
do is
that's right, though, right? I mean, they have the what is that? The Phil's cap.
Yeah, actually, that was what I was telling
that
Miguel
you need
and
to
I.
license these songs, right? So
Well, that's for.
does that apply to everybody?
When a song, okay, rule of thumb: if a song is younger than 8 years, you can you have to make lakad. But if the song is what 15 years older, couldn't be bothered.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
There's an age when a song becomes public domain.
Okay.
There's
Here in
a
the
certain-
Philippines.
Well, I don't play. I limit my local.
Okay. Yeah.
I limit my local.
So, but do you help the establishments or the owners with the setup as well, or do you tell them you can use iTunes and you can organize it by playlist or most played?
I'm
and
the
so on
one
and so
who
forth?
organizes the playlist.
Okay.
Like for instance, okay, you play this in order because if you shuffle it, you're going to
because it does
screw
depend
it
on
up.
the time of
Yes,
day.
it depends on the
right?
time of day. Like for instance, when the matronas come in, of course you would want to play incognito or brand new heavies. But
So, ano na pala yun?
I'm kidding.
music.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
So there, and then when the chirpier kids are there, maybe I
Yeah.
could throw in the bubble gummy,
Yes, of course.
poppy sounding
Okay.
music.
So you basically just give them a playlist and then that's it.
Yeah, a big
But how often
playlist.
do you need to refresh it?
refresh it? Not. It's not.
I mean,
that,
how fast does the fashionable music change?
Well, what we do is it's usually after every quarter.
Okay.
After every quarter.
Okay. For like for example, for this female sporting goods store,
It's new lang eh. It just opened last November.
what was the music though that you suggested or
Because
recommended
judging
for them?
because when I studied this merchandise, when I studied this shop's merchandise, I saw na okay, there are like the Alabang housewives who will go there and shop for their running or for their yoga.
Okay.
And then there are also the Woodrows or the Zabel girls who would check out,
Yes.
hey, something cute and interesting to wear for PE, ganyan. And then there are the professionals who have lunch there and ano to?
Okay.
Or the girlfriends who drag their boyfriends to watch. Hey babe, this is for my fun run on Sunday. Okay.
Did you have to like sit there for a whole day or for a whole week to see the people who
No.
come in and out?
I curated the playlist even before it
Okay.
opened. But having come from that background also, as
Okay.
I've been in sports since I was 8 years old,
Okay.
I pretty much know how it's going to be like. And
Alright.
having seen how a certain sport has evolved from something, na talagang no frills into something where people make it an avenue to make
go out
pa
of their way
cute.
to look good. Yes.
I pretty much have a grasp on how they're going to to like something,
Yeah.
to like a merchandise or
So
something.
what was the music that you recommended for this store?
Well, there was a lot of indie pop.
Okay.
There was a lot of indie pop, a lot of like what I said, Stereolab, some brand new heavies.
Okay.
What else did I have? Wow, see, there's option paralysis when
Okay.
you put so much.
Some Pink, because Pink is energetic.
Pink. I don't think I put Pink in there.
Some Paramore.
I don't think I put Paramore also.
Okay.
What
Because the
did
Paramore's
I-
probably too strong for a retail place.
and
right?
it's too girly, it's too pink to
Okay.
be ano.
Because it's not athletic.
I had Billy Piper.
I love Billy Piper.
Yeah, I love Billy Piper too. I had some Billy Piper. I had
Honey to the Bee is Billy Piper, right?
Well, it was more of like
Or do you have a girlfriend? That's Billy Piper, right?
Because we want to. Yeah. I had some Billy Piper. I think I had a bit of Spice Girls also.
Bewitched. Are you familiar with Bewitched?
I've
That
heard.
Irish
Yeah, that one hit wonder. I don't even remember any of their songs, but
they were
I think they were
in the late 90s.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I was in high school during that time.
I was in high school also during that time. No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, let's go back to Twitter. Because
Okay.
I see you there all the time. So what's a digital day for you like? You're very active in Twitter.
Yes.
How many followers do you have?
I think I have over 1,000.
Okay.
Like more or less.
That's respectable
1,000.
in Twitter, right? 1,000
Yeah.
would be the benchmark, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what I do is I scan. My waking hours are a little erratic, but okay. Let's say I wake up at 7 a.m.
Okay.
I scan my news feed for news. TechCrunch, The Next Web, Gizmodo, tech stuff.
Okay. Why? And you use that for the magazine, right? So.
Not really. It's
But just
more of
that's the stuff you're interested in.
Yeah, I just like reading about
Okay.
new stuff, and sometimes I check. I'm very selective with the political news that I read. So okay, scan.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And also I look at my music feeds also
Okay.
to see.
Do you follow certain artists?
Not
closely?
much of artists. All I could do, I just, because sometimes they don't really tweet about their music. They just tweet, I'm here, I'm boarding a plane.
The mundane stuff.
Yeah, the mundane stuff. So, what I do is I follow online curators also, such as Stereo Gum, record label, Pitchfork,
Okay.
Disco Naivete, and I read messages from some friends and even colleagues. Take time to reply, and somehow Twitter has served as my substitute for SMS.
Okay. It has though,
Yeah,
right?
it has.
Yes,
it has.
yes.
I even had to cancel my unlimited SMS plan because
Same
Twitter,
here. Same here. Yeah.
Twitter does the job. Like, hey, where are you?
And you reach more people because if you're having a
Yes.
conversation with
Yes.
somebody, you sort of assume that somebody else will see it, so they know where
Yes.
you are or how you're doing and everything, right? Okay, but do you have a theme to your tweets though? Is there like the content that you put out there? Do you think about it and it becomes part of your identity now? Okay, my Twitter will be known for this. Because some people do that, right? Like comedians use it as a channel for their jokes.
Well, I like
You
to
as a
post funny stuff.
Okay, okay. Like, but how? Funny how?
Like how funny. I don't know if other people find me funny, but I try to be funny by posting something like
'Cause you
what
gotta
my
be funny,
sister,
yeah.
something that my sister and I did. Bawal mangarol, something that we want to put outside our door. Bawal mangaroling dito kung ayaw mamatay.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw
my
that.
sister did that.
Okay.
And then stuff like stuff my yaya would say, and then people would retweet and find hilarious, or something I would overhear, or a grammatical gaffe that I see somewhere, and then
You focus on these things because you want to see if you can tweet them or
put
it out
I just
there.
want people tend to look at their smartphones and tweet when they're stuck in traffic or they're bored.
That's right.
Something to shake the boredom instead of posting something like, I'm brushing my teeth.
Yeah.
I also like post stuff that I'm listening to.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
I listen to, like, that's how you
Yes.
got me here. And also,
So what was your most retweeted tweet
Oh gosh.
since you started? Would you remember or anything from recent memory?
I think it's okay from recent memory. I've had a lot. I've had my share of. I think it was the Manny Pacquiao tweet that I tweeted.
Which was about?
Manny, I'm proud to be Filipino, but my pride is not limited to the superficiality of being your fan.
Okay.
I'm not proud of a Pyrrhic victory.
Okay.
So
this was
it was
the last
retweeted by
fight.
my friend Carlos Celdran.
Okay.
So you know how popular Carlos
Yes.
is. So it got retweeted. It also got retweeted by, because I have followers who are senators and what's this? News reporters. So it got retweeted by the likes of Jeff Canoy or TJ Manotok. Those people, they would, when they would retweet something that I tweet, the tendency, because they have
Yeah, it tends to snowball.
Yeah, it tends to snowball lang eh.
Why do you think that particular tweet was retweeted by these people, though? What do you think?
Because it was a
in
strong
that?
because I think it was a strong statement that was against the
What
norm.
everybody was thinking.
Yeah, because
during the
everybody, go Manny, Pinoy Pride. Everybody's tweeting like that.
time. Okay.
I didn't feel the pride. I was never a fan. Okay, I'd be pointing.
In the first place, you were never
I was
a
never
big fan.
I was never a big fan, and I'm appalled by the pambabae rumors.
Okay.
So I never really became a fan.
Okay.
So I tweeted something. I'm proud to be Filipino, but to define my pride by by being your fan is not something that would define me. I mean, it's not as superficial as that.
Okay.
So that was the fight where parang the victory was questionable.
That's right.
Ganon.
That's
I mean,
right.
I don't know shit about boxing. Pardon my language.
This is a podcast.
This is a podcast. Okay. So I don't know shit about boxing, but the victory was somewhat questionable because it was Marquez who was giving his all.
That's right.
I caught the tail end of the fight, and then I said, I'm not proud of Pyrrhic victory, so it made a statement.
Okay.
And what else? This was sometime last year when Carlos was jailed.
Yes, but the Damaso.
Yeah, the Damaso
issue.
thing.
Yeah.
I created the free Carlos Celdran page on Twitter.
Okay.
Yes, I was the creator of that page because I couldn't go out. It was raining hard and I didn't have a driver at that time. So I told Carl, I visit you tomorrow. And for some reason, I just created that page, and then I would use the hashtag free Carlos Celdran, and then people just
Okay. Is this when you got your 1,000 followers? That's when you
no.
started? Or you had it
was
way before?
It was gradual naman.
Okay.
My follower count was gradual.
Okay.
It started...
I'm discovering that it's not an overnight thing.
It's not.
Nah, you really have to get them three at a time per day
I guess.
before you get your 1,000 followers. Because I'm aiming for 1,000 followers.
Okay.
So for the listeners out there, you can follow me
Ricky
at Ricky
Baizas on
Baizas.
Twitter. Yeah, see, I hope some of my followers would follow you. Well, Twitter kasi I started tweeting...
How long have you been this active?
Since early 2010.
Okay.
Early
Not so long ago.
Yeah, early 2010. So I started tweeting early 2010, and then it was at first parang, okay, I'm looking for an alternative platform because I was helping. I helped out in the PR campaign of Gibo Teodoro during the 20. So I was looking for an alternative platform apart from Facebook and saw that a lot of people were on Twitter, and started from there. It started with having friends, personal friends as followers. And then eventually I would meet other people. Oh, you're on Twitter also. So follow, ganyan. And then...
Is that strange though, meeting people in Twitter?
Now not anymore. Maybe during the early 2000s or late 90s, it would have been weird na parang eyeball, ganyan. But
No. I mean, what I mean is, all of a sudden you're chatting with people that you really don't know just because they followed you. And then because they can see what you tweet about, they feel they sort of know you. And then if you have something in common, they feel that, hey, I can reply to this person. And
I'm very selective
right
with
now,
the
because
people
I'm very new, I think it's a little weird. But then I'm finding that I meet new people because of this. Some people I haven't even met in person, but I don't mind if they ask me something.
It's
or if
actually
they
not that
reply.
bad. It's actually not that bad.
So it's more acceptable now, or it's more okay if that's possible.
Rule of thumb is look at the person's tweets. Look at the person's profile first.
Okay.
What I do is when someone tweets me and I don't know who the person is, I try to see who our common followers are.
Okay.
So if I, trust these people, some of them I
So it's
personally
like an
know,
endorsement,
So
yeah.
yes. And then I look at this person's tweets mo, okay naman. So yeah.
But
Pero-
how many replies before? How many? What's the word? Is it a mention? How many mentions from a stranger before you actually start acknowledging them and say and reply back?
Case-to-case basis.
Okay.
It depends if the inquiry is, for instance, something about the magazine.
Okay.
I reply promptly.
All right.
But when it's just a reply to a mundane tweet that I posted, Deadma.
Do you feel kind of weird about that? Not really.
Deadma.
Okay.
Deadma. I'm indifferent.
Okay. Yeah, because that's the dynamic. I think that's the dynamic of Twitter. Eventually, somebody
thing is
you
you
don't
can-
know reaches out and replies to one of
And
your
when
questions.
people get weird, bakit di ko nag-reply ganyan? All the more kitang ito, Deadma.
Yeah.
Snob eh.
Okay. The username Disco Diablo, though, where does that come from? Is
It's a song title.
okay.
Not a song, it's an instrumental track.
Okay.
From the Bag Raiders.
All right.
And I thought,
Why did you choose that as your?
well, I like disco, having grown up with a father who likes to collect music.
Okay.
Another reason for the business.
Yeah.
Also.
You grew up with music around.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I never had the time or opportunity to take music lessons, though instrument lessons. But my dad, when he was younger, he would travel a lot.
Okay.
So instead of giving pasalubong like food or
Clothes or shoes.
well, he would, but he would never fail to bring home a piece of a country or a region he's been to. He would buy CDs or
Okay.
cassette tapes from
local artists from that country.
from
Really?
the country.
Okay.
Yes. So
Do you remember any of these
yes,
artists or these tapes that he would bring back?
He had this, I forgot lang I remember it was medyo metal from Serbia.
Okay.
It was bizarre. I don't know if we
Metal
still have
from
it at
Serbia.
home.
Okay.
Yes. I have Algerian Rai. It's what they call hip hop fused with ethnic.
Okay.
So it's kind of like Arabic
All right.
inspired belly dancing type of music with hip hop.
Okay.
Sheb Khaled.
Okay.
And what else did my dad?
So hence this eclectic
Yes.
taste in music.
Yes.
Or
and,
yeah.
when he went to Europe, there was he brought a lot. The Railway Children. I love
Okay.
Railway Children. It is my favorite band up to
Okay.
now.
Why would he do that though?
Well, my dad loves music.
Okay.
Also.
All kinds. Because
Well,
normally you just like American music, a little bit of European.
Well, he my dad. I think I
But he
inherited.
loves all
to
types.
Explore. My dad likes to explore a bit
Okay.
of new music.
Would he
every now
go
and then.
into a record store and ask what's the popular group here and buy that? How would he judge what to bring home back to the Philippines?
I honestly don't know. I never bothered
Okay.
asking him. All I know is that when he would come home, he would have a lot of cassette tapes or CDs.
Okay.
And then I would go through all of them, and then he had a friend of his come up with a disco mixtape
Uh-huh.
when he lived in Australia.
Okay.
So I would listen to that. So I think Disco Diablo. When I was a kid, I was asiwa whenever I would listen to Italo disco because it's my dad's favorite. Eh.
Okay.
All the time he would play that. What's that?
Okay.
But it grows on you as you get
Alright.
older, and as
And
a
if it
matter
keeps
of-
playing in your
yes,
house
and
every day.
Yes, in my room, if you look at my iTunes, I have 15 volumes of Italo disco alone.
What is Italo disco? I have
It's
no idea.
Okay. Disco that's heavy on synthesizers. You know,
Okay.
disco that you would stuff from the 80s.
Okay.
Stuff from the 80s.
I don't know. I don't know about the 80s.
Okay. I'll tweet you. I'll tweet you a link to some Italo stuff.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but there are a lot now of art. You know Giorgio Moroder.
Georgia Moroder.
Yeah, that's
Together in
yeah,
Electric
that's-
Dreams. Yeah.
Yeah, medyo.
That-
he started with
that
Italo.
vibe.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
And then now
Very 80s
yes,
indeed.
Yes.
Okay.
And now there's this new disco guy. He his alias is Mo Broder, which is obviously a tribute to Moroder.
Okay.
And it's like he's replicating or emulating the sound of Italo disco.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
All right.
Yeah.
But so that's the music part of it. How did you get into digital communications though? What's the story behind that? Like the digital consultant and digital PR for Microsoft. How did you get into
It all
that?
snowballed na lang eh. Because I initially started in PR,
Okay.
but,
what did you study in college though?
creative writing and English
Okay.
literature.
All right. That makes sense.
Yeah. I got into PR as my first job, thinking that
Okay.
I could be a PR writer.
Okay.
But I was awarded an accounts executive position.
Okay.
So
And this was where?
full circle communication.
Okay.
I discovered it wasn't for me because
The accounts thing.
yeah, the accounts
Alright.
thing. But
Nobody grows up saying, I want to be an account executive, right?
yeah. Eventually, I found myself attending all of these events and meeting a
After
lot
this
of,
account executive job.
yeah,
Okay.
I would meet a lot of people, but it would drain the energy out of me.
Okay.
By training, I was probably an extrovert by training, but an introvert deep inside. That's why conversing with people online was like the safest,
Okay.
most
That was your outlet during that time.
yeah. Well,
Okay.
even before in college, I had a live journal account. I was one of the early
Okay.
adopters.
Yeah, okay.
Back in 2000
Okay.
or 2001. Yeah.
Okay. So you're a heavy user.
Yeah, I was.
Or you're an early adopter.
Yes,
of
early
the
adopter.
blogging,
Yes.
and so it just came second nature. It became second
Second
nature
nature,
to
yes.
write online.
Yes.
Well, that's your writing background right there.
Yes.
And maybe you just needed an outlet, and this was here, and it was ready. So you started as a blogger.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but now I don't think anybody really has the time to
read a blog.
Yeah, I don't have
write
time
a
to
blog.
I have a blog, but I tried to maintain it.
Uh-huh.
But there
But
are a lot
Twitter
of
is
drafts.
really-
yeah. You know, short bursts of
Yeah.
I think I prefer things if they are succinct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when was the time that you realized, hey, I can get paid doing this? What was the turn of events that or what were the turn of events that occurred that made you think, I can do this for a living? Like
Wow.
when did you realize this could be my job? Or when did you start when did you start getting paid for it?
Okay. I think sometime in late 2007 or early 2008.
Okay. That was the
I
time
was-
when everything was starting out in the Philippines,
Yes,
when it was
yes,
becoming
yes.
popular.
Because I would see friends who blog about specialized stuff like fashion or running or whatever.
Okay.
They get a lot of freebies from they get a lot of freebies from stores or retailers. Some would put up ads. parang I saw na if you play your cards right, without sounding overly,
Yes.
na parang, hey, look, I'm a blogger and I'm
Yes.
parang give me free shoes. I
Yeah.
don't want that. Parang I want to strike a balance between. I know how this entire I sort of know how this entire internet interaction goes, the internet dynamics.
You understand the
I
language and the grammar.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like I could look at things from a bird's eye perspective na, okay, this person likes to read this, and then this person would probably like to read that.
Okay.
But I don't want to be the one who's parang naka-front line na parang, hi, this is Marga, this is my blog, advertise on my blog.
Okay.
No, I didn't want
You didn't
that.
want to sell an online personality.
Yes, I didn't want to sell an online personality. So what I did was I would talk to friends na, you know what, your brand should have this personality. It should be a bit more maton. It should be a bit more imposing, or it should be a bit more subtle. Ganyan. So so it's like insulating the online persona through a corporate image, or vice versa, giving the corporate image a human side.
Okay.
So I didn't want to put myself out there
That's
and
right.
sell myself.
Okay.
But I knew how I could breathe life into an inanimate object,
Yes.
like probably coffee or a phone or whatever.
Okay. But then this gig with the magazine, FTW, how did you land
This
that?
magazine is it was just okay. It was Usapang Lasing
Okay.
last January. Or, you know what?
Oh, very, very recent then.
Yeah,
Just this
yeah,
year.
yeah,
Okay.
just this year. I was with some friends who were also in the same industry, like doing advertising, PR, some photographers and stylists.
Okay.
We were talking, you know what? Paid magazines aren't really as commanding as they were before.
Yes.
Because
They have to compete with everything,
They have to
yeah.
compete with online,
With online,
especially.
yeah.
But free magazines still have their value.
Okay.
But what we wanted to do was to have a solid online magazine also, but with an offline component as a primer.
Okay.
So we're starting with the primer first.
Okay.
Because a lot of people are still, magazine, diba? Parang I want to be featured in this magazine, or I want to have a copy of that magazine.
Yes.
Parang there's still some sort of exclusivity if you have a copy of a magazine. It's something that
You can hold
we're
on
not
to.
this
Yeah.
country for all its lakas in social media is still very
Still puts a
reliant.
premium.
Yes,
Yeah,
still
yeah.
puts a premium on offline
Yeah.
components. I mean, digital could help in disseminating info rapidly, but the authority, or how do I say this? The authority or the credibility,
Yeah.
rather, is still with.
There's still a certain
offline.
weight
Yes, there's still
being featured in offline media, whether it
Yes.
be TV, radio, or print, or even a billboard, right? I mean,
yes.
people still want to be in a
That's
billboard,
why,
right?
It was like our little attempt of marrying digital and analog.
So, but it started as an online magazine.
No, it didn't. We decided the initial plan was an online magazine.
Okay.
But we decided to go offline first.
So you launched an offline magazine
Yes, we
first.
did.
Okay.
We launched an offline magazine first, and then
Is it monthly? Is it a monthly magazine?
once every 2 months.
Okay.
Once every 2 months. And then we thought na parang, hey Marga, you like technology, right? And then Cass, you're really into all of these fitness stuff. And then Chad is very fashion.
This is Chad MNL, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He's very fashion.
Okay.
So oh my gosh, FTW. For the, diba? For the win. So, okay, no.
Fashion tech. And then who's the wellness person?
It's Cassie.
Okay.
It's Cassie. She's
So there's 3 of you running the show.
well, there's 6 of us.
Okay.
There's 6 of us. Eventually we got some friends to come over.
Okay.
Our EIC Vicky, she's an ultramarathon runner.
Okay.
So
Ultramarathon is the 100 kilometers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything beyond 40.
The normal
42
is already
kilometers.
ultra.
Yes.
Okay.
I used to do ultramarathon also.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
In 2008.
All right. Talking about the fitness in the sports, I noticed you keep talking about how you used to be, how you used to join triathlons,
Yes.
and how you were into sports.
Yes.
What's that about?
Yes. I used to compete, but not professionally. In triathlon for about 4 years.
Wow. Okay.
But
But what were you originally? Because I know triathletes usually start as swimmers.
Yes.
Or some of them could be runners, but most of the time they're usually strong in swimming, and then they decide to diversify and go into triathlons.
The new breed of triathletes now started with running because it was the fad.
Yes.
And then they were looking for something new, so they decided to venture into multi-sport.
Okay.
But I started as a swimmer. I've been
even as a kid.
Yeah,
Okay.
even as a kid. I learned how to swim when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
And then, but I didn't really compete for any varsity naman.
Okay. You just enjoyed
I just enjoy swimming a lot. And I enjoy swimming long distances.
Okay.
And then...
Like from here to Philcoa or something.
ano naman?
No, you just spending a lot of time in the pool.
Laps.
Yeah.
I do a lot of laps.
Okay.
And then... Eventually, I got into martial arts also when I was 13 because I was bullied in high school.
Okay.
And my dad wanted me to get into something.
This is probably taekwondo, right?
Yes,
Because
that's
there was a
taekwondo.
time when taekwondo was the fashionable or popular sport.
Yeah,
right? Because of Monsieur Del Rosario, remember that time?
Yes.
And then Bea Lucero got into it as well. Okay.
Yeah, taekwondo. I took up taekwondo when I was 13.
Okay.
And then even got into varsity when I reached college.
Oh, okay.
So after college, parang now what? Diba? So I started to bike again. Well, I learned how to bike relatively late. I was already 9 or 10 when I learned how to bike.
Okay.
And then because
That's not so late.
Yeah, but some kids learn how to bike after they walk. I had friends who climbed Mount Everest, and they were they were mountain bikers also.
Okay.
So my friend, si Noel Wenceslao, she would tell me. Yeah, Noe.
They were huge like a couple of years ago, right?
Yes.
They had their billboard.
Yeah,
and
they're good
everything.
friends. And Noe would tell me, come on, join me na cycling because parang I'm the only girl parang nakakainis, ganyan. So, I started cycling and I really ended up enjoying it.
Okay, so you fused cycling and swimming.
And then, running was starting to
become popular.
I honestly didn't like. I didn't even want to admit to myself that I didn't like it. I even joined a running group, made friends with some running people, but at the core of it, I really disliked it.
Okay.
So I just running was like a chore for me. So I would swim, parang I would bike. I love biking, but run. Sige, I'll just run.
Something.
Yeah,
You just want to get over with.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Microsoft though. What's that like? What's like a day-to-day, or what's a day in Microsoft like? I mean, working on their campaigns and.
We just finished the holiday promo.
Okay.
The Windows holiday promo.
How long have you been doing this?
Since early September.
Oh, just again fairly recently.
Yeah, fairly
okay.
recently also. That was when Chai joined Wonderman and got me and Francis to take over.
Okay.
So there, and then we would do like the
This
month
last
and a half.
campaign.
Yeah.
What did you do? Did you do like a Facebook
Yeah.
page, Facebook ads, banner ads?
We had we had a microsite of
Mm-hmm.
sorts where people could get to know more about the promo.
Okay.
And then have daily shout outs on the different Microsoft sites.
Okay.
Facebook sites like for IT Works, for Microsoft partners, for the Microsoft Philippines
Okay.
itself, page itself.
All right.
And then now, well, we're working on some campaigns for several products, for several directions for next year.
Okay.
That's about it.
Talking about next year. By the way, this is episode 11 of Drinking Digital. Unfortunately, the last episode for the year. I wasn't around last week because it was the Nestle Christmas party and the
yeah.
IMAP Christmas party, so I wasn't
Which I
able
ended
to
up not
broadcast.
going to also.
And then we spend Christmas in Rojas City. My wife is from there,
Mm-hmm.
so we won't be broadcasting anymore next Friday. So this is the last episode for the year, but we will be back January for a new year.
Mm-hmm.
What does 2012 look like for Disco Diablo, Marga Deona? What, anything you want to achieve next year? Any new projects that you want to do? Do you want to continue this? Where do you want to take this music curation business that you started? What's 2012 gonna look like
Well,
for you?
for the curation business, I definitely want to ally myself with established musicians and
Okay.
record labels also.
As a way of
For-
promoting new
yes,
artists,
Yes,
right?
it's a way of promoting new artists as well. New artists and parang getting things done legitimately also,
Yes.
especially for newer singles, newer tracks. And also to help educate entrepreneurs that you should not
You shouldn't neglect it.
You
It's a
shouldn't
very
neglect
important part of the
auditory
retail
side of your
atmosphere.
yes. You should pay close attention not only to your interiors, not only to your flavors, not
merchandise,
only
to
to
your
your merchandise.
employees.
You have to if you want the entire ambience, you have to take note of all five senses and see if any of them fit the bill.
Okay.
So there.
Anything else for 2012? On a personal note?
On a personal
or any...
note, I look to getting my own place.
Okay. Moving out of the parents' house finally.
Well, it's not because I don't want to be with them, but my dad's retiring from the
Okay.
military, so they're moving into their apartment also
Okay.
at Fort, and I don't want to. Ayoko makipagsiksikan,
Okay.
so I got my own place and preparing to move there.
All right. Anything else on the professional side?
On the professional side, well, getting an office
Okay.
as one is top priority.
All right.
Where our FTW team, that's what we're planning to
Okay.
have our own office.
Okay. On the digital side, though,
On the digital,
anything you want to achieve? Any landmark achievements that you want to?
I want to blog again.
You want to start blogging again?
Yes, I want to start blogging again, but I think I have this prolonged writer's block for anything that's long form.
Okay. On your Twitter, anything that you want to achieve, like how many retweets or maybe get 9,000 more followers or anything
Not
like
really. To be really honest, the more followers I have, the more scared I am.
that? Okay.
Because I have to be more deliberate in what I say. Because there are a lot of people following me. I miss nga the days when I could rant on Twitter and it's just my friends who are following me.
Okay.
But now there's a greater responsibility that has to be faced because I've already hit the. It's not relevant because based on Mashable standard, 10,000 is relevant.
Is it 10,000? Okay.
Well,
so I gotta aim for 10,000 then.
No, it would be nice.
Yeah.
It would be
Okay.
nice, but it's not a priority.
Okay.
It's not something that I have to get this much followers. It's not something that I think of.
Okay. As a very active user of digital, what do you think is up and coming Or what do you think is gonna stand out next year?
Next year, right
Like
now,
your fearless forecast or something that you're using now, but you feel it will
I
be
think
huge next year.
path. The app
Path.
path.
It,
Yes.
it is starting to gather
Yes,
some
yes.
steam, right?
Yes, it's like Twitter, but by default it's private.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are going, consumers are going to utilize it a lot more because it's private. The settings are more private.
It's got a very nice interface and
Yes, it
design
does.
also, though. Very
I like
sparse,
it.
very simple. The logo is very, stylish. So it does look like it has
It's quite
promise.
elegant, yes. And by default, you could post only to friends.
That's right.
It kind of has. I'm reminded of the live journal privacy settings.
Uh-huh.
When I was doing live journal, it was everyone, friends, only me. Similar to Path.
Okay.
But it's the timeline is pretty much like Twitter. Well, I would read my friends' Path entries. They would share it's easy for them to just share photos, or it doesn't have the character limit of Twitter, but it doesn't have the volatility of the feed as well. But maybe because it's still konti.
Okay. So, there you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Marga Deona, thank you very much
Thank
for
you also,
gracing
Ricky.
the show. I hope you had a good time.
Yes, I did.
So, as I mentioned, this is the last episode for the year. Merry Christmas to all of our viewers and our listeners. This has been Ricky Baizas, your host, and this has been Drinking Digital, the first and only weekly podcast that talks about digital communications here in the Philippines. We'd like to thank, of course, Mr. Miguel, the man with the plan, Olfindo. We are streaming live from his residence temporarily. So hopefully when we return next year, we'll be in our new digs and broadcasting from there. Of course, we'd like to thank DJ Mo Twister, BattleAxeNetwork.com for all of our other podcasts. Check out Tropical Banter. Thank you to Mr. Ken. I haven't actually congratulated him, but I heard he won the Philippine Graphic Awards. He won an award for one of his works. Congratulations, Ken. I know he's in Hong Kong right now enjoying a vacation with his significant other. So there, thank you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody. We'll see you again next year. Thank you very much.